What is up everyone, Pogo Sean GG here and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be going over the team I am using for the Holiday Cup, and that's going to be Skarmory, Vigoroth, Obstagoon, essentially a steal and then double counter users. Just to give you a little context, I started Holiday Cup at less than 2100 elo range, and I ended up over 2900 within like 6 days. 5 or 6 days, and yeah, I didn't have one negative set, and yeah, the first negative set I had was on the 1st, so January 1st. Not the best way to start off 2021, but it's totally cool. So the context of this team is to lead with Skarmory, switch in Vigoroth to bait out like a flyer, either like or just like a charm user in the back, and then essentially have Vigoroth go down, or you could either win switch, especially in the Wigglytuff matchups. It's very easy to win back switch if you have a significant energy advantage. And yeah, so yeah, essentially switching in Vigoroth draws out the counter for the counter user. Skarmory takes it down, and then you have Obstagoon to sweep in the back. So yeah, I'm just going to show you quick battles here. I think there's about 13 battles total. I've recorded all my matches this Holiday Cup, and I'm just showing you the battles that got me there, plus additional footage. In these battles, you'll actually see very high-profile battlers, which is really cool, and then I ended up taking a lot of the games. So yeah, so let's start off with this game. So my opponent brings out a Wigglytuff for some reason. This I don't understand. So Skarmory is like a hard counter for Wigglytuff, and it resists all the moves except for Ice Beam. So it looks like I'm going to shield here, possibly. Maybe not. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna look to get off this Sky Attack here, and back comes the Obstagoon. So now this Obstagoon is switch locked against my Vigoroth, or I actually just switched it in. So it looks like they're using double charm users in the back. So they wanted to switch in like the hardest counter to a fairy type, and that fairy type would be my Skarmory. So that Obstagoon should have just played out that matchup, so their fairy wouldn't be stuck against my Skarmory. But we're in a kind of tricky situation here, maybe a little bit. This Skarmory is resisting all the charms, but however, we have Obstagoon to get a couple counters through, and it should be good. So that is a GG. I'm actually very surprised how well this team worked. I pretty much love running ABB teams. It's just because I find it very a lot more assuring in matchups, and there's not a lot of teams that can handle double counter users. Cool. So my opponent brings out Wigglytuff here. However, this is kind of a tricky situation, because Altaria Skarmory is going to be a counter towards Altaria, and that Wigglytuff. So it's going to essentially have to do double duty. But because my opponent has Wigglytuff in the back, I'm actually going to bring out Obstagoon here to essentially sacrifice it and get some play out of it, because essentially Obstagoon has no play against Altaria. Wigglytuff. Damn, I am screwing up these names left and right. But it's cool. We're high up here on the leaderboard. We did drop some points today. We had my first negative sets yesterday, and it's very unfortunate, but we're grinding away. So I bring back my Skarmory here. Gonna be taking out the Altaria, and this is actually one of the worst things you can see for Skarmory. Vigoroth can actually win this matchup in the one shield if we have an energy advantage. I think the two shield too, if like you have a 1 or 2 counter energy advantage. So we're going to be looking to take out this Wigglytuff, and we're going to get a barrage of body slams. So my opponent's going to think this is a Bulldoze, of course. It's going to grab a shield, and then we're going to go ahead and actually throw off the Bulldoze. Bulldoze is super effective. However, it's a very, very inefficient move. And we do see CMP Tide, which is incredible. They dump their energy with this Thunderbolt. Spark doesn't do a lot of damage. It's a very weak fast move. We're able to get off a Brave Bird, even though it's not very effective. It's low enough so we could take it out. So that was a GG to my opponent. We're up against Republic of China, another Wigglytuff lead, so it's incredible. The opponent's staying here for a bit. They bring out a Alolan Marowak, and we counter with Obstagoon, which is incredible. Perfect alignment. Couldn't ask for a better alignment. However, all these Marowaks are running Fire Blast, so this guy is charging up so much energy. It looks like I'm almost priced into shield. So they shield that, so that's a huge indicator they're gonna get off a Fire Blast. But no, that's not a Fire Blast. Maybe they just wanted to grab a shield before they leave. And I'm okay with shielding that. Why are they double shielding here? That's really bad, man. They probably don't have another counter for. Maybe they wanted to save that Alolan Marowak for some reason, trying to burn out the clock. They possibly have another Pokemon that is weak to Skarmory in the back. This Wigglytuff is getting off an Ice Beam. We're going to be able to survive and fast move down. I think nope, so we do bring it down. Vigoroth comes out. I'm not sure why my opponent double shielded there. It's kind of crazy. However, we're kind of at a disadvantage at this point. Okay, cool. So I catch a Body Slam on Vigoroth, and I feel like my opponent's gonna do the same. So we know they have Bone Club. They're gonna likely have Shadow Ball or Shadow Bone. It's really unlikely they have Bone Club and Fire Blast. So all I need to do here is double up on my Body Slam. I don't think this knocks it out. Get another counter through. And we're going to be able to take this game. I think there's one set in here, a set of 5, that I was playing at my best. It's actually incredible. So up against a Vigoroth, and I'm kind of still confused on what I should do in the mirror match in that situation. I mean, I'm sorry, up against a Vigoroth. But I tend to just switch in my Vigoroth and double shield it. But it looks like I am behind in health. Probably going to double shield as well. And they bring out a Haunter. Oh my gosh. They probably lost track of my energy and get one-shotted by Bulldoze. This is great for me, and I think in the back is an actual Gengar. So Gengar is actually the best thing that Obstagoon could see. So I'm going to look to throw a Sky Attack here, grab a shield, and then switch into Obstagoon. A Haunter or a Gengar versus an Obstagoon, and if they have Shadow Ball, that is like a 923 battle rating, which is one of the hardest counters in the game. But I assume it's running Sludge Bomb because they should just leave at this point. Sludge Bomb, okay, does about 50%, and we're able to get to Night Slash and take out this Gengar. So GG's. So the reason why I climbed up so much in this meta is because I don't think everyone figured out the meta yet. The teams were still up in the air, and I think when you have cups like these, I think it's good to take advantage of creating a team that is very good against the current, like whatever you see on PV Poke. Build a team that counters those Pokemon. In this case, this team counters it very well, meta very well. So I get into Vigoroth again, and I like to throw first so that so to see how they want to play this out. So it looks like they're not going to shield. So what I can do is essentially farm down. So they bring out Frostlass. Frostlass is kind of a troublesome Pokemon for this team, especially if it's a safe Citrin, because bringing in Vigoroth against the Frostlass it puts it at really awkward health range. So I bring out Skarmory to absorb this Avalanche because it could take one of those comfortably. And I'm going to look to throw a Sky Attack here. I don't bring in my Obstagoon just because it wouldn't be able to handle the avalanches as well. So the reason why I bring in Obstagoon here is because it's just to get an energy advantage on this Vigoroth. Do I even win this one? I don't think I win this one. Yeah, it doesn't look like I win this one. Yeah. So GG's to my opponent. So they had double ice in Vigoroth. Cool. Up against the next opponent, Lantern. That's a Pokemon you don't want to see. So we obviously go into Vigoroth. They bring in freaking Frostlass. Frostlass is an absolute monster. We can land a Bulldoze. They don't have to essentially shield up anything. We throw the Bulldoze off, and they're just going to farm us down. That's what's great about Frostlass. They can throw Avalanche and just farm you down the rest of the way. We get off another Avalanche, and we're just looking to farm down. And I'm going straight in to Obstagoon. Yeah, it looks like we're not going to win this game, but it's totally cool. They had very, very hard counters for our team, and essentially there's nothing you can do here. That's just the way it is sometimes. Sometimes your opponent has direct counters to your team, and yeah, best thing you can do is just play at your best abilities, work on your counts. And yeah, I just end up leaving that match. So GG. So Marowak lead. This is kind of rough, but I actually like it. So what I like to do in the Marowak lead is to throw a Sky Attack. And if they throw a Shadow Bone, I like to shield that. Preferably I like for them not to throw and then land a Sky Attack and then switch. So regardless, I'm going to switch into Vigoroth here. And they don't shield, which is great. It's actually incredible. So this puts my opponent in a weird situation. I think that Bone Club they threw there was just for them to think. And so they throw a Bone Club, which is very bad energy management in my opinion, unless you have to. So they bring out a Wigglytuff. However, I'm like 6 or 7 counters in, even though I'm at a health disadvantage. I wouldn't be able to take almost both shields here. And I think that I think that's what happens. Take both shields. Nope. They end up going down. We win back switch advantage. So that ensures us Obstagoon can get lined up with this Marowak. Excuse me. So we get this Night Slash off, and what's in the back? So it is a Obstagoon. We are like a 3 counter advantage. I'm keeping Popular Energy, and I'm going to switch. Oh, maybe not. All I have to do is shield one of these moves and throw a Sky Attack, and that should be game. So how are you guys doing in this league? I'm actually loving this. This is such a fun format. Maybe just because I'm winning. 900 points this season. I can't complain. Cool. And guess what it is? We line up against Caleb Payne. This is one of the battlers that I like to watch and I looked up to, and so do a lot of people. But however, we just had him hard countered in this matchup. So knowing Caleb Payne, I assumed he had double Graveler or Alolan Golem boys, whatever you want to call them. And in this matchup, I think he overtapped. Yeah, and for one of the first ones. But however, we had hard counters for the whole team, and it's not looking like a good time for them. So we get off these body slams, and then put this Altaria very low. He kept track of my counters and my energy, and threw right when I had the counter, and so he immediately switches into Magnezone. Oh, I'm sorry, he had a Magnezone, not a Golem in the back. It does the same purpose, has the same purpose essentially. But essentially, we had him hard countered, and there's essentially nothing he can do here. And he's not going to be able to get to another, like a wild charge. And I think he lets this go, along with the Altaria. So GG's Caleb. Love your videos. I hope I'm in a YouTube video with that team. And GG's. So for my next opponent, Kitaro. So we're up against an Obstagoon. I guess I'm going to stay in here for a little bit, probably throw a Sky Attack and then switch to Vigoroth. And see how he wants to play it. They make us switch into Skarmory. We are up a shield. Vigoroth can win this in the 2 shield. So I think that's what I end up doing. I think I block the next Sky Attack and then farm down. Vigoroth is such a monster. Oh, I don't farm down. I should have went for the full farm down. Oh, I love this game. I think this is the I make an incredible stack swap. So Sunfisk is a hard wall to Skarmory. We bring in Obstagoon. I'm keeping a track on top right of the screen, ready to switch into Skarmory, because I know my opponent needs to land a Night Slash. I know he has one. I see him switch, and I switch at the exact same time to get off the Night Slash. If that went on Obscune, we couldn't have taken it, but we would have been at a very low health, and I want to preserve some health for that Stunfisk. So it looks like he is running Gunk Shot. We get this Night Slash off. I probably should have thrown it earlier, just in case I got a boost. And we're able to get this final Night Slash off to get the victory. Cool. We're up against Verse. Very hard counter to Skarmory. I am automatically switching to Vigoroth. We get met with a Marowak. I go straight for the Bulldoze, don't want to mess around with baiting. Get the Bulldoze off. Did I shield this? Wow, okay, so I do shield the Fire Blast. I always shield up like the huge move that comes out. Like if they charge up to like 6 or 7, I believe it's 7 Fire Spins to get to Fire Blast. And we're able to win Switch Advantage, which is absolutely incredible. So we go for the Bulldoze here. I think I switch out because I don't want to get fully farmed, which is what is happening and is not really good. But I don't think I can switch out because we would lose Switch Advantage. And I do bring in Skarmory. Like we said, we don't want our Skarmory to see that Stunfisk. I believe I make a quick switch into Obstagoon. And they make a switch into Stunfisk. Oh, and this is the game that I make a 6-sack swap. So I'm keeping track of their energy. Throw the Mud Bombs. I know my switch timer is coming up, so in order for me to win this game, I have to make the sack swap. And we do. This solidified the win, and their win condition now is to successfully land a sack swap. So I'm holding my energy. I have essentially 2 Night Slashes worth of energy now, and we're able to get these back to back and take the game. I think I overtap here. I don't. Okay, great. So I throw the cross chop, and that's a GG. That sack swap. That's like one of the best feelings in Pokemon Go's. Getting the only win condition is a sack swap, and you end up getting it. Which feels amazing. So Shadow Lapras is actually very, very good because it's the surf damage hits really hard. So we have 2 answers to Lapras in the back. However, I like to see how they play with the single shield in the beginning. So they don't shield, so I go directly into Vigoroth. So it's a Victory Bell in the back. Good thing I switched and didn't fully commit to that matchup prior, because Vigoroth and what's-his-face, Obstagoon have worse matchups against this tree here. So for some reason I didn't hit the extra bubbles, just thinking I was like, you know what, let me just save some health so I could farm down with Skarm, but that essentially cost me a shield. But it's totally cool. I think I end up shielding this. Nope, I don't end up shielding this. And they have an Obstagoon. So I'm keeping track of their energy, and I know they need to land a cross chop. So switching to Skarmory. I can't let that Night Slash land, because if that Night Slash landed, They essentially could farm me down and be at an energy advantage with against my Obstagoon and get a cross chop off, which would do almost like 80% damage. So that's a GG. I'm loving the double counter team. And up against the next opponent, Hip Hop Mollywop. Incredible lead, Vigoroth, and they bring out a Gengar. This Gengar is going to have a horrible time. No need to shield for their end because it's such a bad matchup. Yeah, there's actually no reason to shield, even though the counters are triple resisted. So are their Shadow Claws and so are their charge moves, except the Sludge Bomb. But we just outpace them a lot faster to the super effective charge move, the Night Slashes. And we land this Night Slash on this Fixie Bell. And obviously we're going to bring out the Skarmory, and we're met by a Shadow Lapras that can't do anything to this Vigoroth. All we need to do is shield. Yeah, and that was rough for my opponent. Cool. Marowak. In this matchup, like I said, I like to throw the Sky Attack and switch into Vigoroth. So I love when they don't throw on the 5th Air Slash because, yeah, I like to just throw the Air Slash and dip. I'd rather have them throw energy on Vigoroth. They just throw a double resisted Shadow Ball and they waste energy. We're going to be looking to take switch advantage here. We're going to grab both shields, or we're going to win switch. So it looks like we're going to grab both shields, which is totally cool. I could bring out Skarmory, farm down, take the extra body slams, and get a Sky Attack or a Brave Bird. I think a Sky Attack is enough to knock out Marowak. Marowak comes back out, and they end up leaving the game. I think this is the 5-0 that got me to 2900 plus. Yeah, when I got this, I was so excited. So we got up to 2900. Yeah, 900 points this week. So sick. But I think that was the last video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions, concerns, or just anything about this team in general, please leave a question or comment down below, and I would be happy to respond to them. And I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.